Welcome to the Enchanted Lighthouse, where every week magical stories and new adventures await. Join our group of 7 wonderful animal friends as they bring tales about friendship, mystery, and wonder to life. From unexpected guests to heartfelt conversations under the moonlit sky, each story holds a gentle truth. We are so glad that you are here. Now let us begin. The thunderstorm. The warning in the sky. High above Aurora's watch, Theo stood in the lighthouse tower. The air felt different, heavy, still. Far out on the horizon, dark clouds gathered slowly, stretching across the sky like a quiet warning. A low rumble of thunder followed. Theo's gentle glow dimmed slightly as he watched. "A tropical thunderstorm," he whispered. He made his way down the spiral stairs and found the others. "We need to prepare," he said calmly. "A strong storm is coming." The friends didn't question him. They trusted Theo. Together, they began to get ready. Preparing the lighthouse. The lighthouse filled with quiet activity. Hazel secured the windows and checked every lantern. Lumi studied the sky and tides, confirming Theo's feeling. Zoe baked extra bread and prepared warm meals for the coming days. Seppi gathered driftwood and helped reinforce the doors. Milo tied ropes and double-checked everything, adding a few clever knots of his own. Olivia placed a few memory feathers safely away, whispering softly, just in case. By afternoon the lighthouse felt ready, safe. But Theo's gaze drifted toward the small wooden house not far from the shore. Henry the hedgehog, their neighbor, who recently moved in, was obviously not aware a storm was coming. A warning not taken. Theo walked over to Henry the hedgehog's little home. Henry was outside, working on a wooden chair in his workshop. "Henry," Theo said gently, "a storm is coming, a strong one. You should secure your home, or come stay at the lighthouse." Henry looked up, brushing sawdust from his paws. "A storm?" he said with a small chuckle. "We have had storms before. My house has always stood." Theo stepped closer. "This one feels different." Henry smiled kindly, but shook his head. "I appreciate it, Theo, but I will be all right." Theo paused, then nodded softly. "If anything changes, come right away." "I will," Henry said. But Theo could feel it. Henry didn't truly believe him. When the storm arrives. By evening, the sky had turned deep gray. The wind began to rise. At first it whispered, then it howled. Rain fell. First gently, then in powerful sheets that struck the ground and sea alike. Thunder cracked across the sky, louder now. The lighthouse stood strong, its light cutting through the storm. Inside, the team stayed close together, waiting, listening, hoping. Then, a knock, loud, urgent. Seppi rushed to the door. When it opened, Henry stood there, soaked, shaking, eyes wide. "Theo, you were right," he said breathlessly. "The storm! My house!" Theo gently guided him inside. "You are safe now," he said softly. Through the night. The storm raged on. Waves crashed against the shore. Wind pushed against the lighthouse walls, but the structure held firm. Inside, the air was warm. Zoe wrapped Henry in blankets. Hazel brought him tea. Seppi stayed close by his side. No one said much. They didn't need to. Sometimes being together was enough. Henry looked around the room, at the strong walls, at the friends who had prepared, at Theo. "I should have listened," he said quietly. Theo placed a gentle paw on his shoulder. "You are here now. That is what matters." After the storm. By morning the storm had passed. The world outside felt washed clean, but changed. They stepped out together. Branches lay scattered across the ground. The shoreline had shifted, and where Henry's small wooden house once stood, there was only debris. His workshop gone. Henry stood still. For a moment no one spoke. Then Zoe gently took his paw. "We will help you rebuild it," she said softly. Rebuilding together. And so they did. Day by day, the lighthouse team worked beside Henry. Hazel helped design stronger supports. Milo reinforced the structure with clever techniques. Seppi carried materials back and forth with endless energy. Lumi guided them on where the ground was safest and most stable. Olivia kept small, hopeful moments in her feathers. Zoe made sure everyone rested and stayed warm. She had brought over a basket from the lighthouse with pumpkin soup. And Theo? Theo stood beside Henry, steady and patient. Together they rebuilt not just a house, but something stronger, safer. A new workshop too, carefully crafted to withstand even the fiercest winds. A stronger home. When it was finished, Henry stood at the door of his new home. It looked familiar, but stronger, wiser, like it had learned something. Henry turned to Theo. "Thank you," he said. Theo smiled gently. "You did the hardest part." Henry nodded slowly. "Next time, I will listen." Every story has something to teach us. What did we learn today? We have learned that sometimes warnings come quietly, and it is easy to believe everything will be fine. But listening, preparing, and trusting those who care about us can make all the difference. And even when things fall apart, we are never alone in building them up again. Thank you for stopping by here today. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a like and don't forget to come back next week for a brand new adventurous story. Want to learn more about the magical tenants who live here? Visit enchantedlighthouse.com for a mystical map, creative artwork, and a few special gifts. Until then, be kind and share your light. See you next time.